Welcome to AM 605, real talk about how to prosper in challenging times. Featuring Vancouver's top realty, mortgage, and wealth advisors. Now, here are your hosts, Melissa Wu, Gary Chan, and Joe Tang.
Hey everybody, welcome back to AM 605. Today is December the 13th. I'm Joe Tang.
I am Melissa Wu.
I'm Gary Chan.
I'm Ondřej Leipert.
So, 2021 is almost here, and a lot of people have talked about or have wondered what they should be doing with their money when the new year comes. So, kind of give everybody a quick snapshot, a quick update in terms of what's going on out there. So, Biden won the election, and it's very, very likely that they're going to move into the White House come January 20th, despite what Trump wants to do. He's going to go and talk about how the votes were unfair and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, no matter what he does, they keep verifying that Biden has won in many, many states. So he's moving into the White House. Then 2 weeks ago, the government in the US have decided that they want to start negotiating a $900 billion stimulus plan, which should be coming out, who knows, maybe in the next month or the next 2 months. But the good news is that there's going to be more money coming out to keep the markets going, to keep the economy running, and hopefully by the time that comes out, the vaccine will come out as well, which we know there are 3 companies in the States have come out with vaccines. And I believe they said in Q1 or Q2 of next year is going to be out and distributed to the public. So there's many positive factors in 2021. And as we've seen in the past, good news. There's good news. Vaccine is out. Money printing, that props the market up. So I do believe in the next 12 months or so, the market should be moving higher. So right now is actually looking at cyclical companies, cyclical industries rather than the tech industries, because the tech stuff, we've already seen a rise 50%, 100% already. But the banks, the utilities, industrials, materials, all those traditional industries haven't started rebounding just yet. So the opportunity is actually buying those versus the tech guys. The tech guys will continue moving, but we're also looking at, okay, well, where are the undervalued areas? Where are the areas where it hasn't started yet? And I do believe that when the economy reopens, when a vaccine comes out, floodgates open, companies would hire people, many more people will have employment again. Those traditional industries are going to be very, very profitable. But that's my humble opinion.
So you just mentioned about there's 2 industries, right? So you mentioned about the tech industry and the other industry. Can you tell us a little bit more about how are they related or not related?
Well, right in the last 12 months, all they've ever been talking about is the tech industries, like tech-related items, companies, right? And then the other one is the traditional ones where people, it's been around for a long time, like banks, insurance, materials, utilities, consumer staples, healthcare, like basically anything that's non-tech related.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So for example, if you have like high tech sector, would you be adjusting your portfolio, like take some gains out from tech and put it into those sectors?
Exactly. Right.
So now is kind of the time to adjust your portfolio.
Exactly. It's all about, that's a very good idea, because then right now it's all about positioning. Right now it's all about positioning for next year and what we should be doing for next year. Because usually when everything's happened already, where everything's grown already, then it's too late. So right now it's all about positioning.
Adjusting your portfolio, like but percentage wise. Suppose a certain sector, like you have a whole portfolio, like if it's more than 40% tech, then that like certain percentage you would put it into those other, what do you call those sector?
The traditional.
Traditional business sector.
Yeah. So that's a very good point, Melissa. It's that if you've been holding on to tech for the entire year this year, your portfolio...
Yeah, you made a lot of money.
You made a lot of money, but that allocation have grown a lot. Like it would be probably like 30-40% of your overall portfolio. So you need to cut that back to maybe 15%.
Right.
You still want to have 15% in technology, but the remaining profits go.
Another question I have: are you able to like buy some kind of insurance, like derivatives, to protect your gain. If you want to still like, for example, because I have 15% in tech, and how am I gonna like? I don't want to really like adjust my portfolio. I just want to secure my gain.
Yeah.
Is there like a strategy where the buyer can just like upside without the downside?
Well, that's where you would be if you don't want to sell off your tech. The only other way to protect or hedge against it is to buy put options.
Yeah.
Because you're still holding on to a
Like the stock.
company. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to buy like kind of the underlying insurance to
Yes.
protect your gains. So that would be an expense. But isn't it better because then you don't realize your gain? You just like it will be an expense to write off against your gain, but then you didn't sell it, so then you don't have to pay capital gains. Because I want to make sure that it's also tax efficient.
Yeah, so it depending on the person or the client situation, like we could, like you said, we could not realize the gain. We could continue holding on to it and then buy a put option just in case it dips, then you offset it.
Yeah.
But then the other way of looking at it is then we got to start looking at, some of the tech companies may be overvalued that we have to sell.
Yeah.
So then the question is, do we still keep it because of tax, or do we sell it because we have to get rid of it because we don't see any potential, right? So there's a lot to think about. But to your point, there are ways to hedge against that. So.
Joseph, I have also a question. What about vaccine manufacturer stock? Buy or not?
I think that that's a very good question. I think that the vaccine news, it's overdone already. Like I wouldn't go into I wouldn't buy.
Because we have three right now.
Yep.
We have Pfizer, right?
Yeah.
We have Moderna.
Yeah.
Which I really like because it's like messenger. It's like the messenger doesn't mess with your DNA.
Yeah.
And what is the third one? The Zenit? What is
AstraZeneca.
Yes.
Centra, can't pronounce
They're
it.
actually using like the monkey coronavirus, right? No, they do.
Yes.
They do, and then but it goes to your DNA.
Yeah.
So if I can decide, I would definitely go for something which is just give the messenger, right? Creates the spike protein. It's more safer in my way, so it's more future, less side effects.
Yeah. Well, I would say I would still buy vaccine related companies, but not those three.
Oh really? Why?
Only because they've already developed a solution. Right? There are still a few other ones like Johnson & Johnson, Gilead that they haven't. They're still working on it, but they haven't come up with vaccine yet. So when they do come up with a vaccine, then that's a good news.
Boom. Oh, I see.
Because the thing is that Pfizer and Moderna and
They already produce, right?
they've already produced. The news is out already. They've already gone up.
Ah, that makes sense.
But if you buy now, yes, they may go up another 1 or 2 or 3%, but not like the other ones that are still working on it.
Jump, yes.
There's no big jump, right?
All right. Thank you.
Another question. It's a very technical question. Maybe it's not related to finance. It's more like, okay, so let's say if there's another company that comes up with a better vaccine. So would drop the stock prices on all the other ones, or how is it affected or related? So is it even possible for there's a better vaccine to come up?
So hypothetically, let's say out of the 3 companies that have the vaccine, only one of them is truly successful, and the other 2, they come out, they put into humans, and there's like side effects, and then people start dying. Then those 2 companies their stocks would plummet, and then the one that is very, very successful, that stock. Well, I'm just it's an example. It's an example.
I see.
Then the one that is successful, that one will continue to move higher. Then it would depend on what. Again, I don't think they would kill people, but I guess to answer your question,
higher percentage like side effects, for example. Right?
Yeah, if there was one that creates a lot of allergic reaction, that would likely to go down, and then the other 2 would go up. So it really depends. Yeah,
Depends on the results.
Depends on the result, but right now so far it's very positive. But we need to see it actually
long term
distributed. Yeah, am I gonna have like a third head out of nowhere?
So recently on my end, I'm actually seeing interest rate keeps going lower and lower, right?
Are they going to give us money when we take a mortgage?
So before there is some cashback.
It's going to be I pay you to borrow.
Yeah, please take money away from me.
That's what we talked about last time for the negative interest rate, right? So in terms of interest rate, we're actually seeing lower and lower. So when there's actually more money printing out as you said, like it's the interest rate going to be higher because there's like inflation as such.
Inflation will happen, but it will likely. So usually, it takes about 6 months for the money to circulate in the economy. So for inflation effects to come out. So I'm assuming mid next year or even like late next year, that's when you start seeing inflation get higher.
For the general domestic product, for like basic, like just, you know, consumable goods. But I think the stock market and then like real estate is already going up because of like the big price tag items such as the property. Because interest rate is so low for buyers that are qualified, they want to take advantage of it.
Because people expect prices to go up and then they buy now.
Yeah.
And it's cheap borrowing. Like
It's going to be like a really strong spring in our local Vancouver market.
Yeah, you should guys have BMO have promotion like a government. Like if somebody borrow 40,000, pay back 30. It will be fantastic. No interest.
So that's why, like right now, the government has the SIVA program, so you can actually borrow like $40,000, and then
It's
you're
increased
all-
to 60.
Yes,
By
it's
60.
now 60.
That's number 4.
And you get $20,000 free. You don't have to pay back.
I think it's still 75% that you need to pay back. So
You pay back like 40.
45.
Oh, 45. Okay.
45.
Okay.
I don't think
It's
so.
still
I
good.
saw 40. I saw on government. It's okay.
It's free
It's
money.
still free.
Yeah.
Still is amazing. No interest.
What more can you ask for at this
Because a lot of people borrow 60,000 and they pay right away back my clients 40, right? So that's what they done.
So
They just
But
get
you
rid
can
of
use
it.
that 40 because it's not due until 2022.
Yeah.
You can put it in
Yeah.
the stock market with Joseph.
yeah, and earn some money, right?
Very
Buy
good.
some like traditional businesses.
Very good.
Yeah.
November was a really good month, though.
Yay, cheers.
So we just talked about like inflation and then inflation. Can you explain a little bit more how inflation actually goes into the market? So I mean, money is printed. Okay. We all keep saying that like, oh, it takes time to get into the market. So how does it get into the market? Is it like different government policies, or they try to help like small business or large corporations, and that's why they will have better policy to help the public, and then they will feel much better to spend the money on consumer
So
consumption.
basically, how inflation would work in simplest terms is that central banks, so Bank of Canada in Canada would print money, then they will lend it to the big 5 banks in Canada, then they'll use that money to lend it out to personal like consumers and businesses. So then these businesses and consumers, they'll either spend the money or they'll save it. And if they do save it, then these big 5 banks re-lends it again to another business or another consumer. So you see there's a multiplying effect that's happening behind the scenes. So that's how when there's more money, the
It keeps like multiplying
Exactly.
in the economy.
So then when there's more and more money, then there's more people spending. So it's supply and demand, then just prices just gradually move higher.
Because like in order for the bank to make money, they have to keep lending the money out.
Exactly.
So, would it be easier to borrow money now?
But that still depends on the government policy as well to prove out B20 and the stress test, right? So it's still bounded by those.
It's still bounded by the guidelines that you have to qualify in order to
get a
borrow.
mortgage.
But it's cheaper.
It's cheaper for those that qualify.
Yes.
So really have to position and prepare yourself to take
self-qualify.
advantage of the low interest rate.
It totally makes sense. I mean, we've got clients that, borrow 100,000, borrow 500,000 at 1 point, whatever percent, dump it into a bank stock, get 4 or 5% dividends plus the capital gains. You're
And
automatic.
dividends, right? Or
Yeah.
dividends.
So you're making a lot more money, and the cost is so cheap.
Right.
So there's definitely, well, one of the things Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, they've also in the past they've write a book called was it Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Yeah.
and then they did mention about debt. If you know how to use it properly, can be your biggest
Constructive.
friend.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to use it, it can be your worst enemy.
Yes,
And it can
right?
be compounded.
Exactly. So it's like almost giving a gun to somebody. To a trained professional, it's okay. To give it to someone who's not trained, it's very,
Yeah,
very dangerous.
that's right.
So you got to know how to use that to your advantage.
So should we borrow more right now?
I would
I-
put it in the right place.
From a numbers perspective, yes. Using it correctly, Yes.
Yes.
So what's the right places? Christmas gifts?
The worst place to do it would be record your credit card, because credit card is the worst invention, right? I think by
This is about from 71 this is already for 50 years.
yeah, 50 years of credit card is the worst like debt that you can get into, because it's like over 20% and it's compounded. So that's the worst thing. If you cannot pay like what you swipe on your credit card, then you should not use it.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like if you
22% compounded, that's like robbery.
Well, and that's why they make a lot of money. That's why they're still around.
So that's why we should buy the stock.
And that's why we do.
But not use it. Make sure you pay it off right away. And in fact, I would pay it in advance.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't like spend.
I would be a shareholder of the credit card companies, but I wouldn't be the one owing them any money. You know.
Yeah,
So make
makes
sure you
sense.
pay in advance.
Yeah.
Pay it off.
But
Yeah,
having
having-
said that, obviously Christmas is around the corner. Talking about
Yes.
credit cards, spending money. What do we have for holiday gifts? What's everybody
We
looking
should
for?
talk about how to spend money wisely.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Gifts.
So I believe in gifts that keep giving. So every year around October, like I mentioned last episode,
Yeah.
I plan my next year. So around October, I would order like custom printed like promotional product. So I would print a environmental bag. A lot of my clients like mugs. I would print mugs and put my
Melissa, actually, I
logo.
really like it because you don't buy just chocolate.
I would
just
have
sweets.
chocolate too.
Yeah, but you know what's my
I love chocolate.
Who doesn't those days?
So chocolate wine, it's always in like my gift basket. So I
Yeah.
have my environmental bag. I have a basket, and inside I'll put like printed mugs. Umbrella this year I've done, and then calendar every year for the last 15 years. I have my big Chinese calendar with the
What is your
lunar dates.
What is your magnet for fridge? It was very useful.
Yeah,
because
fridge
you can
magnet
measure-
with measurements. People love it.
That's
They see my
great.
face every day when they go through the fridge a few times a day.
I should put in my face.
So those
You
are
get
really
it.
good for like business use, and then you can add like wine, chocolate into your basket and deliver it to like your clients that you've had business with, or even like promotional. You meet someone, give them a promotional gift item that they appreciate. And this year we've got umbrella because it's been raining so much in Vancouver. So yeah, those have been really good, and they it sticks around the house for at least a year.
I always like to buy chocolate because I like chocolate shopping, because like in Christmas time when you actually go into the store, there's a lot more collection.
Yeah,
But the other
yes,
collection
you're
will
right.
come
You're
out,
right.
right?
You're right about
So
that. Yeah.
think about if you actually go to Costco, you have a whole aisle. I would just be like shocked.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
get a look. You can always buy the better chocolate with high cocoa percentage,
Yes,
like 85%
yes.
like dark chocolate.
And what do you like to eat? What kind of chocolate do you like to eat?
Actually, I like this
Surprise!
Oh, Kinder Surprise!
I
is-
like the worst one. I support the ingredient. I should buy some Nestle stock.
Say what?
I should buy some Nestle stock.
They won't go bankrupt for sure.
You like Nutella, Kinder.
So
I mean,
what
okay.
defines like a good chocolate then? Like, because I know that milk chocolate is not that as
Yeah,
great. So
that's
you
supposed
said
to be
like
like-
75% or
That's
85%.
no, should be like over 75% of cocoa percentage. So 75% plus.
Why is
Definitely know the chocolate, but I like.
that? It doesn't
too bad.
taste good.
I like dark chocolate, anyways.
Nice, actually. You got very nice chocolate. What is it? This kind of.
Those are Swiss chocolate, just a little piece. I'll eat like one or two in the morning when I feel like I need something like
Something
chocolatey.
sweet.
Yeah,
That's very good,
it's
actually.
really good. I like it. I feel it's a little bit healthy as well.
I just thinking what else? What would be also very good healthy gift for Christmas beside dark chocolate? Nintendo. You can have Nintendo.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. No. I would say.
What about wine? So is wine a healthy gift?
Oh, that's a good question actually. Yes.
Oh.
Red or white?
Just think red because red have polyphenols, which is kind of longevity factors. So only red.
Question:
Go ahead.
organic wine.
Always better.
And how about sparkling wine?
Yes, but if you can buy the red one, which what they call Ambrusco, they're basically red wine with bubbles. is very good. It's fermented.
Yes.
It's natural.
Mm.
It's
I
actually
like
very
it.
good.
Yeah,
It's very good.
It's very delicious.
There's a lot in
Yummy.
Australia.
Just be careful of beer, which is like high calorie content, and whiskey, for example.
How about cognac? I really like cognac as well.
I would prefer eat just grapes, champagne grapes, just delivered from.
So just
from
like
France.
focus on red wine, red sparkling,
Yeah.
and then no hard liquor.
Yeah, and during Christmas we can heat it up and make what is
Mulled
the
wine.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very good because the
Warm
spice
wine.
is very good for you. The cinnamon, stuff like that.
Yeah, we
Lemon.
had it at the Christmas market last year. It's so good.
Yeah.
With those crispy pork hog.
Oh, on the Christmas German.
Oh my god, it's
German.
so good.
What is it? German Christmas market.
Rotisserie.
They canceled this year.
Yeah, the
Too bad.
crispy
Wow.
pork hog. Oh my god, it's so good.
It was the best.
Yes. Yes. How about Joseph? So what do you usually like to get for your friends and
Or
family?
girlfriend, for example.
Last year I did a lot of wine, red wine, white wine, and then I did calendars. I bought some of those cosmetics for not like eyeliner, but like the skincare. That's what I'm saying. Skincare as
That's
gifts as
nice. I
well,
love skincare.
right? Something a little bit different, right? It's,
Something that's not like calorie intake.
Just not food. Just not food.
Okay, but I have a question. What are you planning for your girlfriend specifically for Christmas?
What are you planning for your girlfriend?
what am I haven't thought about it yet. There's still 12 days before Christmas. I still got some time to think about it. I haven't thought about it yet. Well, I'll figure it out. Amazon. I can go Amazon. and buy it.
exactly.
I can order something. I'll come here tomorrow, so we're fine. We're good. We're good.
One day delivery actually. It's very good.
Not same day.
What about like this year we cannot travel? Like I love snowboarding and skiing, so I think Whistler will be really busy. So you have to always this year like we're going, and then you have to make sure you book advance your lift ticket and make sure you get the Epic card
Yes.
so you can reserve like your lift. Especially on weekends, it's just gonna be crazy.
We're gonna do a special episode, eh?
A special episode. We're gonna be at Whistler. We should do a Whistler episode.
100%. We're gonna take
Yeah.
pictures. We're gonna.
We're gonna be in the hot tub.
And some sports morning. Yeah, sounds good. I'm excited.
We're probably gonna. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But next week we're gonna move up to. We're gonna go to Whistler. We're gonna spend a day there, have some fun, and spend some quality time with ourselves, friends, close friends. And then we'll see you next time. We'll take some pictures and make sure put it on YouTube and let everybody see.
See you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, bye bye.
If you enjoyed listening to the podcast, you have to check out AM 605 on Facebook, where it's all about real investment and financing strategies. Brought to you by Melissa Wu PREC, Gary Chan Mortgage Team, and Joe Tang Wealth and Investment.